of Kenya is concerned about the increased cases. The government is very concerned about the growing cases of crime and murders, mostly targeted at women in short-term rental spaces, whereas most of these spaces are termed as Airbnb. They are not transacted through the Airbnb platform, and thus there is no know your customer KYC data collected. Obviously a major security exposure. The government will crack down on people offering such services outside the Airbnb or other authorized and licensed platforms. When you look at the year 2024, in terms of legislation and trying to curb this, what would you have in mind as a leader of majority?
I think we have many challenges within the security sector. Remember, some years back, you could just check into a hotel, get booked in, pay, and leave the following morning. Out of the challenges that came with terrorism and terrorist attacks in this country, then there was that requirement that you must know who your customer is, register all your guests, including those in lodges and other small establishments. But I don't think we have been quick enough to also match up those particular requirements with what is required on such digital platforms as Airbnb. And of course, as Moses Kuria says, there are also people who are operating outside the apps, but are giving short stay rentals. Therefore, government does have a challenge, and I think the Minister for Interior, under whose docket that is, have already begun working on particular proposals. The circular they did, I think a week or two ago,
yes,
requiring everybody who is in that business to get to know their customers and register them. But there are also other challenges. I think there's an ongoing engagement with industry players to know how best they would secure, because there are also instances where somebody books, but the person who has booked is not the person patronizing the particular establishment.
Yes.
Therefore, there are many challenges that the ministry needs to look into, and I believe out of the engagement they have with the stakeholders, they should be able to come up with a program that guarantees that not just young women who have suffered the fate, but also even young men and those who have, including parents who have been taken advantage of. I'm told there were instances where people were being extorted money because your child has been locked up in a rental apartment somewhere, and you're being told send so much money to this number and we release your child.
Yeah.
Those are challenges that come with modernization and urbanization, and you just have no choice but to deal with them as they come.
Mheshimiwa, you mentioned the weekend, you've been across the country accompanying the president, whereas there have been videos circulating on social media regarding reactions here and there of some crowds. What are you feeling on the ground, especially regarding the what the president seemed very angry about how people were reacting to his meetings? I'm talking about, the booing, about the noises that were coming, and we did see the president coming out, to speak against that. What are you feeling on the ground?
I was there, and I can tell you, it had everything to do with local politics.
Oh, okay.
Largely in Tigania, Igembe, and some sections of the Imenti side of Meru, but more prevalent in Tigania and Igembe. When the video that you've seen going around, because that was Friday morning, was in Igembe, the home of the deputy governor to Governor Kawira. And I think the president was reacting to the heckling by a section of the crowd against Governor Kawira Mwangaza. In actual fact, she had to cut short her address, and the president took over, and that's when he's seen telling off those who were heckling the governor and telling them it's not time for politics, because everybody has come there on a development endeavor, not a muscle contest of who is more powerful than the other politically.